Hey guys, and welcome back to the Automated Income System, how to get high paying clients through LinkedIn. So today we're really going to be focusing on how do you build your LinkedIn profile, and not just build your LinkedIn profile, but actually create it as a sales page. Because that is the biggest mistake that most people make, is that they put on their experience, they put on what they've done, and the bottom line, no one really cares, right? The only thing they care about is how can you help them. Right? How can you help them solve their problems? Because remember, why does business exist? Right? Is to solve problems. One person has a problem, another person has a solution. The person with the problem pays for that solution so they can get it done. Right? Simple exchange, that's all business is. So we need to set this up in such a way that immediately when they land on your LinkedIn sales page, they know exactly how you can help them and who you're talking to. All right? So a couple of tips here just in order to maximize your LinkedIn profile. And I've seen this with people many times before. So, you may laugh at this, but I've seen this plenty times, right? So the first thing is that LinkedIn profiles with professional headshots get 14 times more profile views. So if you don't have a professional headshot, I would highly suggest you get one done. Okay, and I'm not just talking about something that you take with your phone and put it up. Although if you've got some skills, that could work too, right? But you want something that looks professional, because remember, this is not Facebook. This is not a social platform. This is where people come to do business. So if you've got a professional photograph, then, things can get better for you, right? Especially as shown in number 2 and 3, because LinkedIn profiles with photos get 21 times more profile views. And LinkedIn profiles with photos get 36 times more messages, right? So there's also a 13% increase in profile views for LinkedIn members that list their skills on their profiles. So I'm going to show you how we do this a little bit later on in this video, and we're going to go through a worksheet on how to set your profile up, okay? Here's the thing to remember. If you treat this as a sales page, and what is the structure of a sales page, right? It shows the biggest problems that you can solve, why and how you can solve them, and then has a very specific call to action to it at the end. And that's what we're going to be focusing on here, is a very specific call to action after they've gone through your profile. So you want them to do a certain action, right? So here's what you're going to need in order to set up your LinkedIn profile. The first thing is that you're going to need to complete the worksheet, which I have attached here for you. So spend some time going through this. We're going to take a look at my profile, which I've had a huge amount of success with. We're going to take a look at a couple of other profiles so you can see what a good profile is and what a bad profile is and what an average profile is. And you'll see a big difference. More than likely, you'll look at your own profile and you'll think, and you'll look at my profile and you'll think, okay, well, we've got some work to do, which is perfect because that's why you're here, okay? Remember, they don't teach LinkedIn courses at college. They don't teach LinkedIn courses at business school. They don't teach LinkedIn courses on the streets, on living the hard knock life. They don't teach that there. So I've had to figure this out through multiple different platforms, through trial and error, through talking to friends, through talking to people who are really good at this stuff. And I came up with something eventually that has actually really started to generate a lot of interest, but also a lot of business. And I'm going to go through some of the stuff that it's helped me achieve as well. Okay? So the first thing is that we're going to complete the worksheet that I've attached for you. All right, and we're going to go through this together. Remember, this is a done with you course. So as we're going through this, I want you to complete this worksheet and actually write your profile while we're going through this. You need to have your professional photo ready. You need to have your video testimonials, right? If you have got video testimonials, these are the absolute ultimate thing that you can have on there, because what does it do? It shows other people. It's testimonies from other people to say how you've helped them, okay? And I'm going to show you the structure of how to actually upload that to your website, upload that to your LinkedIn page, and how to make it effective. Just one of my videos that are on there has generated almost 1,000 views, right? And the whole purpose of that is that when people watch the videos, they watch the testimonials, all they say to me is, I want that, okay? It's a really cool place to be. So once you get this thing right, and if you haven't got video testimonials, it's not a problem. I want you to start focusing on getting video testimonials, right? Then we're going to have case studies. So you need to put your case studies together, right? Now there's a very specific format for a case study. Let me show you what that looks like, okay? So for a case study, we're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need who they are, okay? In terms of their position in the company and the industry, right? Now, obviously, get information that is relevant to your product and relevant to your service. So if it makes sense, like as an example, if you deal with larger companies where they've got 200 employees, okay, or if they've got a headcount of 200, or they've got a sales team of, 25 and above, right? Put that in there. So who they are, you don't necessarily have to put their name in, but we want to know, like, they're an accountant or they run a call center, right? So they're the director of a call center and they've got 75 call center agents, okay, as an example. Then we want to know what was the problem that they came to you with, all right? So what specifically did they come to you with? What did they need the most help with, all right? Then we want to know, why did they choose you over anyone else? Okay. Then we want to take them through the journey of how you help them. Right? So what did you do specifically to help them solve these problems? Okay, and this is the story, right? So walk people through the story and don't be afraid to spend a little bit of time and actually, really paint the details and paint the picture, because this is what's going to connect with people, okay? And then the last thing you want to walk them through is, what were the end results they achieved, okay? And what we want to know here is, we want to know tangible, specific results. Now, obviously, it's going to be related to your industry once again. So if you took away the headache of their delivery service so that they could focus on what was, what really they needed to focus on, and the end result is that you saved them time, you saved them headache, but you also helped them grow their business, because now they were focused on what their strengths are and not the things that, were taking up their time beforehand. If you help people grow their business, ultimately that's what it's going to come down to in the end, is, right, people want to know how you help them generate more revenue and grow their business. So put in some tangible numbers and tangible results, right? Don't just write, we help them increase their revenue. How much did you help them increase their revenue? Put it as a percentage or a fixed figure, right? Or a multiplier. So 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. You'll see one of the testimonials on my page is that I helped one of my clients actually increase her business and raise her prices 5 times, right? And not only her, but her clients as well. So go through some of the testimonials and you'll actually get an understanding of this. So we'll show you more on the case studies later, but this is the format, and I'll put this into the platform here for you as well, so you've got that along with the worksheet, which we're going to be going through just now. Great. So then you're going to need to have any other media or references. So if you've been featured on radio interviews, on podcasts, on TV shows, on TV interviews, right? Wherever you've been featured in the media, newspapers, whatever that looks like, get all of that together, because we're going to use that specifically for, your credibility, okay? Then we want to take a look at your work history. Now, work history is only important when you structure it in a way that you show them how you helped people in your specific industry or in that industry that you're in, okay? So we're going to take a look at that too. And then your accomplishments. And really, once again, this is just building some credibility, okay? So with that, let us go to I want you to do 2 things. Open up this worksheet and open up your LinkedIn profile. So go and do that quickly. And here's a link to my LinkedIn profile as well, so that you can actually take a look at what I've done, because we can use that as a good reference. Personally, my LinkedIn profile has helped me generate a ton of business. It's helped me get on radio shows. It's helped me, as a direct result of the one radio show that I did that was broadcast in 60 different countries. I was then featured in a magazine, and then we put an event together in Cameroon for February where we're talking to 1,000 business owners. Right, so these things can happen, and they do happen if you set this up correctly. So spend the time doing this, okay? It does take some time, it does take some thought, but if you get this right, man, the doors just open up for you. Okay, so let's get cracking. So the first thing that we're going to take a look at is your headline. Okay, and this is really the first thing that people see, which is this over here. Okay, so what you'll see is if you come into somebody's profile, you're going to get this. Okay, you're going to see their headline, and then you're going to start seeing their summary. So the structure of the headline is as follows. You want to tell people exactly how you help them solve their problems and through whatever methodology that you've got. Okay? So a really simple way to do this is ask yourself this question. In one sentence, explain who your product or service is for. That simple. Here's another way to do it. I help, insert your ideal client, achieve whatever it is that you help them do through insert your methodology. So as an example, a value proposition that I've had before would look like this. Now, I change this around from time to time depending on what it is that I want to achieve. Remember, this is a working document, so change it when you've got a different focus in your business. When you're promoting different products, don't leave this as a static page, okay? So, as an example, marketing strategist, helping business owners, CEOs, and MDs attract, convert, and keep more of their ideal clients. The only thing I didn't put here is the methodology, which is through marketing automation. Pretty cool, right? So let's see what I've done here. Automate your wealth, coaching and training, online sales funnels, Facebook and LinkedIn lead generation, scale with systems. I'm still telling people exactly what I do and exactly how I can help them. I've just structured it slightly differently, okay? So go and do that, all right? Write that down right now. So pause the video, write this down. I help clients achieve whatever you help them achieve through the methodology. Pause the video right now and write that down. Okay, so now you've got that written down. The next thing is that we're going to go through the summary, okay? And here's the thing about your LinkedIn sales page. The most important thing that your profile must answer is how you help people solve their problems, okay? Remember, this is a sales page. It's not a summary of what you've done in the past because no one cares about that. This is your pitch to your target audience, solving the biggest problems they have and then why you are the ideal person to do it. You want to connect with their emotions. You want to create a hole that's shaped in your business, right? So what I do is I create a virtual edge-shaped hole so that I position myself as the only company to work with in order to help solve these challenges, right? So here's how you structure the summary. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask them 3 questions, okay? So at least 3. It can be more than 3, but at least 3. You want to know what are the biggest challenges. You want to ask them what are the biggest challenges your clients face? What do they want to achieve in their business or personal life? What are their major concerns or pain points? Then we're going to answer the questions. How you help them solve these challenges? What are some of the results they can expect by working with you? And how do you qualify them or disqualify them? Now, this is important because if you've got a very specific target market, and let's say you're talking to call centers that have more than 100 staff members, you don't want the guys coming in that have got less than 100 staff members. You only want to talk to the people who have got more than 100 staff members. So you want to put that in there, okay? So we help call centers that have more than 100 staff members achieve X, Y, and Z. Remember, the more that you repel the people that you don't want, the more you'll attract the people that you do want, okay? Then we move on to your bio. Your bio needs to be short and concise. So we're going to talk a little bit about your experience, but more about how you've reached the level that you're at and how you have actually helped other people solve their problems, all right? And then the next thing is a call to action. So a free download or something you can give away to build a relationship and engage. Or you can, if you don't have anything like that, then a good idea would be to take a look at one of my programs where we help you create that. But also, and you can reach out to me directly, matt@thevirtualedge.com to talk more about that. I'll give you some more information. But more specifically, if you don't have that, you can send them directly to your website, okay? You want them to take a specific action. And then the last part is the credibility, where you can upload any articles, publications, radio, TV, podcast interviews, any infographics or videos you've made or anywhere you've been featured. So connect with me on LinkedIn and use my profile as an example, okay? Let's go take a look at the structure. So I'm going to walk through the structure and then I want you to pause this video and go and write your own structure. So, what is this? New messages. Great. Let's schedule a meeting. Perfect. Look at this, new clients. I love it. Oops, I think I just clicked the wrong button there. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So here's an example of a bad LinkedIn profile. Okay, and it's bad literally because he's got nothing on it. And if yours looks like this, well, now's the time to fix it. So look, chartered accountant and registered auditor, the number room, Johannesburg area. There's nothing else that tells me about him, right? We can find a little bit about his activity, a little bit about his experience, but there's nothing there. Featured skills and endorsements. If we were using this and we had to go and look at this guy, tell me, does this capture your attention? It certainly doesn't capture mine. Okay, so let's just go back. I see I've got a couple here. Brilliant, that would be great. Let's set it up. Okay, so more people wanting to do some work. Ricardo Woodley. I'm interested. Can we go ahead? Okay, brilliant. More stuff. So this is the kind of thing that I get on a daily basis. So just 3 people wanting to meet today from messages that I've sent out. So get excited because this is what I'm going to show you a little bit later, right? If you don't have this stuff set up correctly, it's going to be very difficult to do this. Okay, so what you'll see is I've started with the biggest questions and the biggest pain points that my ideal client faces. So would you like to have a hyper-targeted marketing system so that you attract and only spend time with your ideal target clients after they've been highly qualified, no matter where they are in the world? Do you want to streamline your operations, decrease staff turnover, or replace staff and boost productivity and sales? Do you want to create automated scalable systems so that you can grow your business without everything having to rely on you? And is your goal to increase customer lifetime value and have more sales opportunities with upsells, cross-sells, and downsells? Are you looking to implement systems so you can have more freedom in your business and be able to run it from anywhere in the world? So I've spoken to some pain points, but I've also spoken to some aspirations. What do they want to achieve? Okay. Now we start taking a look at my bio, and you can see this is literally my bio. So my focus for the past 10 years has been in high growth and fast-paced sales companies. Okay. That's my history. I haven't spoken about my telecoms business where we grew it to 10 million in sales in 4 years, right? So here I talk about a little bit later, right? So my focus for the past 10 years has been in high growth and fast-paced sales companies. I've worked with large sales and implementation teams doing millions in revenue. I have experienced the challenges of growth, dealing with staff and a lot of clients. This experience has given me the tools and the know-how to help businesses achieve these goals without having to go through the same pain. So already I'm talking to how do I help them solve their problems, not just from a point of, well, this is my experience and this is what I've done and I've got this degree and that degree. That doesn't really matter to anybody. The only thing that matters is how do we help them get to that next step, okay? I've worked with hundreds of businesses to help them attract, convert, and keep more of their ideal clients by implementing sales and marketing automation. To see more, go to my webpage, okay? And guess what I've got on my webpage? I've got an ebook download where they can fill in their information and get my book. So then I talk about my experience, and you can add your skills in here as well. So sales experience, founder and partner in Samsung dealership. We grew the business to do almost $20 million in sales in 4 years. Founder of the Virtual Edge, we've experienced 300% growth year upon year. Online marketing, we've helped our clients double their revenue in the first month of working with us. Reach international markets, experience a 400% profit increase and save over R1 million in development costs by automating their business processes. To find out more, go to the website and download my book. Okay, that is the structure. So what I want you to do right now, okay, is pause this video, use mine as an example. You've seen what a bad one looks like. You've seen what mine looks like. Go back to this worksheet and actually complete your summary. So it's the 3 questions, the bio, your skills and credibility, and your call to action. Okay, pause the video, go and do that now. Great. So now that you've done that, the next step here is we're going to actually put all of this stuff in. So you go to your profile and you click edit. Okay, so you're going to put in your first name, your last name, your headline, which we've already done. Your current position, okay, which is whatever you decide to call yourself, okay? Whatever education you want to put in. Now, I've been a little bit clever here, and this is a little trick that I've learned, is that I've put my education as Infusionsoft. So if people are searching for Infusionsoft, it'll come up, right? It'll come up and bring me up as the person to do Infusionsoft. So my industry, those are predefined terms, so you just choose whichever one suits you. Right. Would you like to have targeted marketing system? And here's a little trick for you. You can go into the corner and you can make this bigger. Okay, it took me a while to figure that one out. And you just copy and paste whatever you've written and put it in here. Okay. For some reason, this has duplicated. So let me just delete this one. Oops. Okay. Now, when you are uploading, so this is where you're going to be uploading your testimonials and your case studies and your any media that you've got. But if you take a look at the very specific structure that I've put here, and testimonials are the best, okay? Carry testimonial, 5 times increase in business. Now, when people click on this testimonial, this is what they get, right? They're going to see, my price is nearly 5 times themselves, so now I work with less clients, charge more, and love what I do. Again, let's just edit that. To work with someone of Matt's caliber is like working with the top 10%. I've watched my business experience a 4 to 5 increase in sales and growth because of his clever ways of looking at business and sales. Pounce, don't hesitate to work with Matt if you're serious about growing your business and want real results. I've worked with a lot of talkers, but Matt and his team, they walk their talk. Right, so immediately they see the testimonial, they see the video, and they see that as they open it. So whether they read it or watch the video, it creates the same amount of interest, right? Here's another testimonial. Don. Testimonial, going over the roof with revenue. Don shares how his business has exploded from working with the virtual edge and going through the automated income system. He has smashed all his sales targets for the year, got clear on his target market, increased his prices, and had more people buy. Okay? That video from Don alone has had almost 1,000 views. And you can see I've put some other stuff up here as well. Okay? So, if you don't have videos, then what I suggest you do is you go to your web page. So like my web page, you do a client testimonials page. And what you do is you take this link and you upload the link to your LinkedIn page and you call it client testimonials, okay? And you give a brief description around that, right? So what I want you to do, once again, is go and pause this video and go and upload all of your testimonials and your media, okay? And make sure that this is relevant for this company. Okay, so now that you've done that, we're gonna go a little bit further down. And now we're gonna start talking about your experience, okay? Now you'll see what I've got is different media for this experience. So different companies, different media, right? Now, I haven't gone too far into all of these because the biggest thing that I focus on is the top. If you can catch people at the top, that is gonna be the most important. But pretty much here, you get another chance to sell people. So this is more of a sales page. So all that you want to do is you want to sell people on how they can benefit from your products and services and how you help solve their problems, and put some media here into doing that. Okay? Then you have your previous ones, which is all good. And it's the same thing. You just say how you helped people. So in the past, I mean, if it's not really relevant, don't really focus too much energy on it. Okay? If it's relevant, put it in there. Then featured skills and endorsements. Now, later on in this video, I'm going to show you how you can build this up. Because when I started this, I had hardly any skills. Now I've got marketing, new business development, marketing strategy, sales, business strategy. All of these are 99 plus and they're all very high. So there's a very specific strategy that I'm going to show you how to do so that you can actually build your reputation up. And by the way, just going through this process, it allowed me to reconnect with old people and also to bring in some new clients because they wanted to know more about what we actually do, okay? So it's very specific. The same thing with the recommendations. I'm going to show you a strategy on how you can build that. And this is really cool, okay? So now you can see I've got video testimonials, but I've got written ones as well from people that are verified. So here's an example, right? Matthijs. I work with Matt every day and I can certainly see massive growth in every business he touches, including my own. Matt is one of the best speakers in South Africa, and knowing exactly what he talks about makes the difference. He shares the good news of business growth and marketing automation to everyone willing to listen and learn. You will not be disappointed when engaging with Matt, and your business will reflect his influence. Fast. His focus is giving business owners the freedom to live their everyday lives while their business thrives. I mean, that was a beautiful one. And there's 9 others, okay? So go read through those and you can get an example. And these are obviously from all real people that I've helped, that have grown their business, that I've worked with in the past. Now, you want to start uploading your accomplishments, okay? So if you've written any books or any ebooks, you want to add publication. So you hit the plus here and you click on publication, right? And you literally just fill in the details, post your URL. So the URL is where you want to send them so they can download. So if you've got an ebook, you want to post the URL of where you can send them to download that book. So if they click on those publications, it'll take them specifically to that page so that they can go and download it. And once again, the description here is specifically how you help them solve those problems, okay? So this is pretty simple and straightforward. Then you want to add in courses, okay? So whatever courses that you've done that are relevant to what you are doing right now. Don't put in stuff that is not relevant to what you're doing, okay? Make it specific. So as an example, I've done courses in ClickFunnels, I've done Digital Marketer Lab, I've done Facebook advertising, Google AdWords, I'm certified in both, and I'm an Infusionsoft certified partner. I've done a ton more other courses, but it's not really relevant to what I'm doing now, so I don't put it up there, right? Certifications, okay? SADAR Applied Directorship Program, which means I've been certified to act as a non-executive director or a full director on a board that requires it, and Infusionsoft certified partner. Whatever languages you speak, I speak a bit of Zulu as well, but I don't want to advertise it in case someone challenges me on this and actually have to start speaking it more fluently, right? And then the publications. So this is all really building credibility. Now, if you've done other things, right? Like you've got any patents, right? You have got any honors or awards, put those in because those are all relevant. Okay, so that's setting up your LinkedIn profile. So what I want you to do is go and set it up. Spend the time doing this. It really took me about, a couple of hours to get this done properly. And in the next couple of videos, I'm going to show you how to leverage this so that you actually start making money from this. So go and do this. And what I want you to do is send me a message as soon as you've done this so I can go and take a look and I'll gladly give you some feedback on it yourself. See you in the next video. Hey guys, Matt Clark here, and in this section we're going to be covering how to actually identify your ideal target client and really start building your list of people that you're going to be connecting to. Now, as before, this is going to be a do it with me, so get it done as I'm doing it as we go through it, all right? So I don't want you to watch this and then go and do it afterwards because that's not really going to be productive. What you need to do and what you need to achieve here is that we want to get this thing going as we're going along, right? Which means that we can launch in the shortest amount of time possible. So what we want to achieve is to build the list. Now, remember earlier is that one of the things that I asked you to do was have a list of your ideal clients ready. Now, we're going to go granular on this because the more granular you get, the better you can actually create your messages to reach out to these guys, which we'll cover again in a later stage. But if you have multiple target markets, that's absolutely okay. It just means we're going to be creating different lists and different messages to reach out to these guys. Okay, so getting started, here's what we need to do. If you go into your LinkedIn profile, you click on Sales Navigator, right? Now, I've already got that open, so I'm just going to open it up here. So your Sales Navigator page comes open like this, right? And it gives you a little bit of information about here, but that's not really what we're looking for right now. What I want you to do is go to Advanced and then click on Search for Leads. Now you'll see that as this pops up, it's going to give us a couple of options, right? And this is only available in the Sales Navigator. So, I showed you in the previous one how to get that. And if you're not seeing the screen, then you might have the wrong package. And it's actually very simple to just contact LinkedIn and they'll cancel it immediately and they'll refund you and then you sign up for the other one. So I've done that before and it's pretty simple. So let's start and let's really take a look at this, okay? And you can go as granular as you like. I'm going to show you a high level thing, but the more granular you get, the more specific you get, the better it actually is because you can actually craft your message to reach out to those specific people. So let's say geography, right? Let's say we're looking out for accountants, right? Let's try this again. The geography is not going to be accountants. Let's say we're looking for people in the United Kingdom. Okay, and you can go as granular as going into specific areas. So if you're in Birmingham and you only want to deal with people in Birmingham, then you click Birmingham, United Kingdom. If you're not so geography specific, okay, you choose the country. Now, the thing about this is that if you're very specific about area, stay in that area. If you're not specific about an area, rather build different lists for different geographies, okay? And I'll tell you why in a moment. We're going to get through to that a little bit later. So let's say we were looking for people in the United Kingdom. Now, what relationship is this is how closely you're connected to people. So if you leave this blank, this will bring up people who are in your first connections, which means that you're directly connected to them. Second connections, which means those are connections of your direct connections. And then third, and everyone else is people who you're actually just not connected to at all. So depending on what you want to do, and if your marketing message is to reach out to people included into your connections, but maybe you just haven't reached out to them in a while, just leave it blank. So normally what I like to do is I like to leave it blank, and I like to go as towards, other criteria that we're looking for now, okay? So let's say we're looking for accountants, right? So we're looking for accountants in the United Kingdom. If you want to do a list of what their first name or last name is or what their language is, so in the United Kingdom, chances are it'll probably be English. But if you're in a different country and you're looking for people that speak a specific language, right, get more specific about that. Now, if you take a look here, there are already 371,681 results of people that have listed themselves as in the accounting industry in the United Kingdom. But now let's say we don't just want to go for anybody, right? We want to look for people who are directors of companies. Okay, so we type in director. Let's say we want a managing director. I don't know what all the terms are, so just be specific with regards to your country as to what your titles are. All right, and you'll actually know that. So if we take a look at partner, all right, managing partner. Let's go CEO. Let's type in owner, right? Let's go for business owner. Okay, and there's many more. I mean, if you just go through to the list here, you can choose absolutely anybody, right? Here's some examples: business partner, vice president, business specialist, business head. There's a ton of these things. And really what you're looking for is, as you're filling in these names, you want to see if this goes up here. This number of results, okay? This is the key thing. So if we take a look here and I take out director, right? All of a sudden that drops down to 19,000. So what does that actually tell me? Well, it tells me that a lot of people's titles are going to be director. Okay, so let's put that in, 44,000. If we take out managing director, right, doesn't really make a difference. So people, that's not really a big thing. If we take out CEO, 43,000, also not such a big thing. If we take out owner, right, so there's a big drop, there's 13,000 drop. If we take out business owner, 29,000, and if we take out managing partner, takes us down to 29,000. So can you see over here is that you've got to just play around with this and see if you know what their title is specifically, go after those titles. If you don't know what their titles are, play around with it like this so you can see what's going to give you the most impact. All right. Now, the next thing that can be important is taking a look at this at the seniority level. Okay. And you want to take a look at, let's say we want to take a look at people who are directors, people who are partners, people who are owners, and watch the numbers here again, right? 39,000. Okay. So some people, and what this means is that some people don't necessarily put their seniority level in there, or some of them are managers or senior or one of these others. Okay. We really want to focus on the top people here, if that is a big thing for you. Okay. Now, there's a couple of other things that you can take a look for here. As example, years in current position. Now, why is this important? Okay. Well, if you want to look at somebody who's been in that position for more than a year, so let's say it makes sense for you to, you don't want to deal with startups who have just started their business. So if you take a look at years in the current position and you want people that have been in that current position for more than a year, right, you can add all of these in here and you can see how the results change. 25,000 results, it's gone down, okay? So you can even then go to years at current company, okay? 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5, 6 to 10, more than 10. That's dropped it down even further to 10,000, okay? And if it's relevant to you, you can go to years of experience. Now, normally I don't normally put years at current company or years at current position in because it's not always that accurate. And the reason that I say that is because sometimes people just don't update their LinkedIn profile, okay? Now, you can go to company headcount. So you can say if you are looking for certain size of companies, right? You can choose here. So if you want to work with self-employed, then go for that. If you don't want to work with self-employed, you go for some of these other ones, depending on how many people need to be in the company, right? So then you want to take a look at what is their current company, past or current, okay, past. You know, I don't really look at these things in terms of this. This is getting really specific. So I don't really look at that, but even if we just go to this, right, we've got about 10,500 results coming from here. And this is just for accountants in the United Kingdom that are owners of companies that have listed themselves and have been very up to date with their LinkedIn profile. Now, if we looked at the previous one, which gave us 44,000 results without these other filters, you probably would find that these guys are not very current on LinkedIn. Whereas if we take a look at these guys who are at 10,492 owners on here, these are guys who are actually updating their profile and are keeping it, they're actually active on their profile, which means you're probably going to get a much better response from them. Right. Now, next thing to do is go search. Right, so now we've got 10,500 results, and now we can see who are they, right? We've got Bernard Redhouse, okay? He's been 20 years and 4 months in his role in company. Redhouse and Associate Business Services. He's the owner, he's the managing director. Robert Edwards, Bond on Blockchain, 1 year and 5 months in the role in the company. So you can start seeing who they are, right? The best thing to do is that before you reach out to these guys and you want to give them a more specific, if you want to give them a more specific message, then what you can do is go take a look at their website and you can actually start having a more direct conversation with them, okay? What you'll see here is that there's a third connection, there's second connection, so you can actually see how closely connected you are. So I'm not connected with any of these guys in the UK because I literally just haven't focused any marketing on them whatsoever. But what is interesting is that I know a lot of guys who are connected to them. And the funny thing is I probably know who they are as well. Okay, so this is really just building your lead list. What I'm going to be showing you next is how to actually take this lead list, start connecting with these guys in a manner that is going to be completely meaningful to you. But what's really good here is if you can just go and take a look at who these guys are, take a look at their company, see who you want to connect with and who you don't want to connect with. And then you can start filtering all of these guys out. You can see who your shared connections are here as well. Okay? Well, that's interesting. The urban connection. Great. So you can start seeing who your shared connections are. And when you start reaching out to these people, you can actually say, hey, I see we both know this person. You know, I'd like to connect and see what we have in common. Right? Yep, I know both of those guys personally, right? Yep, know both of those guys personally. So also by taking a look at who their shared connections are, and if you know them personally, you can actually start getting an understanding of what they've got in their business, okay? So as an example, for me personally, right, I can take a look at who these shared connections are. So I know who this guy is, okay? Let's take a look here. Okay, so I don't know who all these guys are, but if I take a look at who this guy is, okay, and who this connection is, I can know that more than likely this guy has got certain software. So, you know, we use Infusionsoft and we sell and service Infusionsoft. And this is another Infusionsoft certified partner that is, you know, in my circle and that I'm friends with. So I know that the chances are they're a shared connection. So a good chance is that they're either going to be friends, just friends, or they're going to be using Infusionsoft. So do I want to reach out to him? Probably not, because I don't want to step on my friend's toes, okay? Or I'd reach out to my friend and ask him if they are doing any business, And if they're not doing any business, can you do an introduction? Okay. Same thing with here. Okay, SP Du Toit, Clive Kaplan. Now this is an interesting one. So this guy is, and I'm just giving you some examples here so you can get a feel for what you're looking for. So this guy he's Exceed UK Limited. He's a director, 13 years, 8 months in the role. I know all of these guys over here, which means that I can do one of two things, and they're all first connections. I can either reach out to him directly, or what I can do is that I can reach out to some of these guys who I communicate with fairly regularly and say, can you introduce me to this guy? I'd like to get to know him a bit better, okay? Or I'd like to see if we can talk some business. And always use the word introduce, an introduction, right? I don't want a referral, I want an introduction, okay? Let's take a look at another one over here, Ainsley, right? So I know both of these guys. Both of these guys are Infusionsoft. They're in my circle. I know them personally. And there's a really good chance, in fact, I can almost guarantee that this guy uses both Infusionsoft and another software, right? Which is pretty cool because now I know, right, chances are it's not even worth reaching out to him. So we really want to focus on the guys who are going to give us the best bang for our buck, okay? Here's another one. So I don't really know that person, but I'm connected, right? So here are some guys that I do know, right? And he's actually friends with a couple of my close friends, which is brilliant. Even 8 more. Wow, look at this. Okay, 15. So this is good. I mean, this gives us a lot to talk about. And the chances are more likely that this guy will actually connect with me because we've got so many people in common. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's take a look at one more and just see what we've got here. Okay, perfect. Now here's a really good one. So I can talk to these guys, okay, because I know these guys personally, and I could ask them for an introduction, or I could reach out to him directly and say, hey, I see we both know Emma, okay, and we can start building a conversation around that. So spend some time on this and actually start looking through some of these guys, because there's a spray and pray method, which I'll show you. And there's also a how do you get super targeted, which I'll show you as well. And we're going to do that coming up in one of the next videos. So make sure that you get this done. What I want to see is that I want to see you have a couple of different target markets. Okay, so now what you want to do is now you want to save the search. So let's say this is one target market for you. So you're going to click Save Searches, and let's say accountants in the UK. Okay. And we're going to say directors in company over, 1 year. Let's try and spell that properly, okay? And then you click that little tick. Now, what that's going to do is that's going to actually save it as a search for you, all right? Because now what we're going to do is we're going to go for a new one, okay? And we're going to have the same list come up here. So let's say we want to look for people in Minnesota. Okay. We can even get close and go in specific areas in Minnesota. Right. But let's say it's just Minnesota. Okay. 1.8 million people on LinkedIn. Now, let's say we're going to go a little bit, I don't know all the postcodes and everything in Minnesota. All right, but there we go. We can say within 10 miles. Okay. Okay, so I don't know all the postcodes. So let's just say Minnesota, and here we're talking the greater area of Minnesota, right? So let's say we're looking for something over here. What do we want to search for? We want to search for somebody in the real estate, okay? So they're busy in the real estate industry. They are... Let's see what we've got. 26,736 results in real estate. Okay. So now let's take a look at, we want to deal with the business owners. So as directors, there's 790. Okay. Business owners, 932. Owner, 2,395. Okay, so they call themselves owners more than directors or business owners. Let's go look at managing director. Right, no budge on the scale, so we take that out, right? let's go look at partner 2537. Okay, so whatever let's look at principal, that might be a good one. Right, so that's moved the needle a bit as well. So whatever it is for you, okay, and I just don't know all the typical names that the guys are using here. So whatever yours is, go and fill that in, and whatever you know what their results are. But even here, I mean, that's 2,652 business owners in the real estate area in Minnesota that we can reach out to. Okay, and let's say we're not interested in the years of the current position and the years of the current company. Let's say we want to help them grow their business no matter where they are. Okay. And we hit search. So now what's going to happen is it's going to bring us business, broker, and owner, right? 3 months in the role and company, Transworld Business Advisors of Minnesota. Okay, Mad Muscle Garage, Benedict Health System, Engineering Services. Wow. That gave us nothing. That actually gave us nothing close to real estate at all, did it? Okay, there we go. There's some stuff coming through here now, right? Advice Homes Real Estate, Diversified Real Solutions, Brainer Solution, City Homes Design and Build. So it's really just about getting more refined. So, what we could do over here now is take a look at the industry, right? And say real estate as an industry. So we said real estate as a function. No wonder. Okay, great. So let's kill that real estate as a function. Okay, now we've got something a bit better, right? 6.6K results, real estate as an industry, okay? And now we've got the right kind of business. Real estate consultants, Dillon Enterprises, Modern Title, Second Story. And you can see how long they've been in the system or in the business. So let's add some of that in, right? So let's go years in current position, 1 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 10, more than 10. And let's go years in the current company, 3 to 5, 6 to 10, more than 10. So that brings us down to 1,260 results. But look, as I said, maybe that's not such a major thing. So let's just take that out. And let's say you want to be able to help these guys no matter where they are in their business and at what level they're at. Okay, so let's take all of that out. And what we've got is 6,566 results. Now, once again, what you want to do is you want to go save the search. So what you'll see as well is that these contacts now start getting updated on a weekly and a daily basis, which means that you've got new people to talk to all the time. So let's say real estate agents in Minnesota. And we want to be alerted daily for new leads, right? If you're going to be really focused on this thing and you want to hit this thing hard, we want to be noted daily for new leads that come in. Okay. So really simple. Now you've got those things saved. So if you want to bring that up at a later stage, you're going to click Saved Searches. And you'll see, as you hover over this, you'll see how many new searches there actually are. So let's say we want to go back to our accountants in the UK. We just click on that, and it's literally just going to bring our list back up. Now, what I'm going to show you in one of the further videos is that I'm going to show you how to tag these people so you can segment your database. So at a later stage, you can actually come back to this and just pull up the list of the people who you've either connected with or haven't connected with or still need to connect with or waiting for answers from. So you can actually pull that up in a list. So you're essentially managing your own database here. And this is going to be really key on how to do that. So I hope that you got all of this done and that you've actually made your lists and you've saved them so that we're going to be ready to actually start connecting with these guys on the next video. So look forward to seeing you on the next video.